Welcome, everyone. I'm JJ Spoon, Director of the European Studies Center, and I'm very excited that so many of you have joined us for our first and hopefully only virtual graduation ceremony. Although this is the end of a most unusual semester, your achievements are no less important, and we wanted to give you a proper send-off as you finish your time at Pitt and start on a new journey. The diversity of themes that you have focused on in your certificates matches the diversity of what you will be doing after graduation. Your certificates in West European Studies, European Union Studies, Transatlantic Studies, and the related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies have provided an important window into an engagement and understanding of the world, which I hope you will continue to build on after you graduate. I want to wish all of you congratulations on your achievements. I will now turn things over to our Assistant Director, Steve Lund, who many of you know quite well. Steve?
Well, thank you, JJ, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you and to join my colleagues in offering congratulations. As you know, the programs here in the European Studies Center are among a very small group of interdisciplinary and self-designed options available at Pitt. And one of the things I enjoy most about working here is seeing how students develop their own themes of study, how they curate their own group of courses, finding their way through what's possible and using the program to tell a story about themselves, their interests, experiences, and goals. But understanding how to use a program like this to advantage can take a little time. For example, I often meet with prospective students and their parents who are considering Pitt and want to know what international and European studies even mean. And a lot of them start with very narrow ideas about what they think happens here. Like most of you probably spent the last 4 years doing the Model UN on your way to the State Department. And that's why I want to say thank you today. Because one of the best things I have at my disposal when I'm trying to explain what happens here is sharing the themes and the stories of our students. And this year's group in particular was especially creative and impressive. Many of you developed brand new themes and combined courses in new and even surprising ways. You brought depth and variety to your studies in everything from medicine and law to education and business. With themes like social justice, you've learned the mechanics of how to advocate for change. The themes in the humanities, you've become advocates for the arts and literature and the built environment. And for the many of you this year whose focus centered on the history of conflict and dislocation, your story here has been about drawing lessons from the past and applying them to our present moment. And these are just a few examples. And through it all, your work here has been filtered through interaction with and examination of cultures and societies that are different from our own, which has brought breadth to your studies, nuance and flexibility to your communications with others, and a more meaningful sense of how we are all connected to each other. So if at some point soon you feel your ears burning, which is an old phrase that means somebody is talking about you, it's probably me, bringing you up in a conversation with a high school junior somewhere to explain what European studies can look like when it's in the hands of a good student. It really was a pleasure working with all of you and getting to know you, and I wish you all the best as you move on after graduation. And so with that, I'd like to present the members of the European Studies Center's graduating class of 2020. Zeinab Abbas, receiving a Transatlantic Studies Certificate with a theme of governance and policy, and a West European Studies Certificate with a theme of French humanities. Carrie Anderson, receiving a certificate in West European Studies with a theme of Spanish Studies. Katherine Andrews, West European Studies Certificate with a theme of Communicating with Diverse Audiences. Keya Bartolomeo, a related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with a focus on cross-cultural communication. Solo Bat Erdine is receiving a European Union Studies Certificate. Adeline Bajani is receiving a Transatlantic Studies Certificate with a theme of immigration and citizenship, and a West European Studies Certificate with a theme of social justice. Madeleine Biache is receiving a certificate in European Union Studies. Tyler Bokan is receiving a West European Studies certificate with a focus in the history of France. Abigail Boltmeyer is receiving a West European Studies certificate with a theme of business and the European Union. Gabriela Cadahia-Frankel is receiving 2 credentials from us this year in Transatlantic Studies with a theme of governance and policy, and a West European Studies certificate with a theme of European humanities. Gina Dinkau is receiving a West European Studies certificate with a theme of political narratives and propaganda. Jennifer Dowdy, a certificate in Transatlantic Studies with a theme of international law. Melanie Dubois de Vroiland received a European Union Studies certificate and also a related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with a theme of European humanities. Alexander Giorgetti, a West European Studies certificate with a theme of British Studies. Efrain Guirola received a West European Studies certificate with a theme of European humanities. Joanna Harlacher, West European Studies certificate with a theme of museum studies, and we'd like to acknowledge Joanna. She was a student ambassador for our center this past year. Madison Heatner is receiving a certificate in West European Studies with a theme of censorship and the Holocaust. Wanyan Ma is receiving a related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with a theme of European humanities. And Varun Mandi is receiving a related concentration with a theme of European humanities. Daria Masalaitis is receiving a West European Studies certificate with a theme of European Union Studies. And Aspen Narvarte is receiving 2 credentials this year, European Union Studies certificate, as well as a West European Studies certificate with a theme of Spanish Studies. Tejas Patil is receiving a related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with a focus on the effects of socioeconomic factors on refugees' access to health care. And Tejas was also a student ambassador for our center for the past 2 years. Luke Person is receiving a Transatlantic Studies certificate with a theme of translative medicine. He's also getting a West European Studies certificate with a theme of European culture and society. Pranitha Poturi is receiving a related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with the theme of European humanities. Alexis Reilly, West European Studies certificate with the theme of Irish Studies. Samantha Robertson, West European Studies certificate with the theme of European humanities. Hailey Roh, related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with a focus on the foreign policy of the European Union. Thomas Schrembeck, a related concentration, European and Eurasian Studies with the theme of modern history of Europe. Taylor Snisky, related concentration in European and Eurasian Studies with the theme of European humanities. Claire Stacy, receiving a Transatlantic Studies certificate with the theme of the politics of visual culture. Hannah Wilgenbusch, West European Studies certificate with the theme of French Studies. Lauren Yocum, a certificate in Transatlantic Studies with a focus on different forms of communication through art. Julia Zenkevich is receiving a West European Studies certificate with the theme of European society and culture. And finally, the graduate student among us who is graduating this year with a certificate in West European Studies, Martan Aksa. Again, our congratulations and best wishes to you. And JJ, if you would like to close.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you all again for joining us today, and best of luck in your future endeavors, whatever they may be. As you have heard, the ceremony has been recorded, and we'll post the recording on our website. So feel free to share the link with family and friends. And lastly, please stay in touch. Let us know what you're doing, and please keep up with what we're doing on our website and follow us on social media. You are always welcome to attend our events, whether virtually or if you're in Pittsburgh in person. We've now, following a longstanding tradition, like to take a photo of everyone, and since we can't do that in person, we'd like to take a virtual photo of everyone. So if everyone can put yourself in gallery view first so that you can see everyone, and then share your video, and then we will take a screen grab of everyone, which we will also post as our group photo. So smile.